Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Today is Friday. It's finally the start of the weekend, and we are starting off the weekend with a car event. We've got also lots of traffic. It's also not a good sign, but we'll make the best out of it, of course, as always. What we also have in this car is like a acceleration sound, which I actually really like. If you hear it, even though it's just a small sound, it just adds a little bit of character in the car, even though it has almost none. Also, I just realized that I said good morning, even though it's already after 4 p.m. Yep, and this is where we start to enter some more traffic. Luckily, we have this badge, so we can skip the line later on. And traffic jam number 2, but it seems like the sun is coming through, so that's a good sign. We're taking the Carrera T out again. Okay, so we just checked in. We're a bit late, but here we already have this KTM and the route starts now. Since when are the lights red? Well, it's a week later and I'm here with the Mach E in the beautiful countryside of the town I live in, and I want to talk about a few things I like and dislike about my new EV daily driver, which I now have been driving for around a month or so. First of all, I love the complete look of this car. We've got the beautiful hood design, which is a bit lifted if you sit in the driver's seat position, and it's really nice to look out of. We've got these beautiful rims. I was a bit scared at first because the previous model had some of these like dark gray rims, which I was not a fan of, and I like the way they covered this with a black piece of, well, probably plastic, but it looks way better than the gray rims. Then we've got the beautiful curves, the sides of the car, which are without the door handles, of course, for the optimal aerodynamic flow. And if we go to the back, we've got this beautiful Mustang themed lights at the right, at the left, which are also pretty cool. So I wanted to show you all something. When you blink, the headlights will go in a like Mustang theme. So it will go from the left to the right, the left to the right, left to the right, which is also a pretty unique feature of this car. As well in the back. You see, it also goes from right to left. Something I also really like about this car is the comfortable drive experience. We've got plenty of headroom. I mean, a person of 2 meters could easily fit in this car. And the seats are just so comfortable with these side pads and the Sensico black leather. It just feels like you're sitting in your sofa at home. Also, the space in the back is really spacious. Like, I'm 1.8 meters and I can sit comfortably in this rear seat. And these are 3 well-worthy spaces. So you could easily fit in 5 normal-sized human beings in this. So the space is approved. We've also got this spacious frunk. It's a bit loud to open, so if you're coming home at night and you open the frunk, well, everyone heard it. That's one thing we're sure of. What's convenient about the rear trunk, just a trunk, is that you can put your foot under it and the trunk opens. So it's easy if you have full hands to come to your trunk and put the stuff inside. But if you want to take heavy stuff out and you want to do the opposite, that doesn't work. So if you're here with all of your groceries, you'd still need to push this button for the trunk to close. I guess they fixed one problem. One thing that's also pretty nice about this car is the Ford Pause app. So if you open it, we can see all kinds of data about the car. Put this a bit brighter. the pole filter off. So now it's connecting to my car, and well, here we have it. It's 92% of battery. We have a range of 311 kilometers. I can lock it, I can open it, I can put on the AC if I want. I can also provide like departure time, so every day at 7:45 the car will get to his normal temperature, so around 21 degrees, which is pretty nice, especially in the winter period, to have a warm car when you enter. You can also see the tire pressure and the amount of driving distance you've done. So all pretty nice stats which you can easily access anywhere in the world. Another good thing about this car is the range. Last weekend I had to drive 170 kilometers and I started off with 260. And when I got home I still had 80 kilometers left in the battery. So especially for an EV, that's quite good. So another good thing about this car. One thing that's quite annoying about this car is when you turn it on, the lane assist is automatically on and also speed warnings. Well, sometimes that isn't accurate, so when you're in a 50 zone and the car thinks you're in a 30 zone, it just flips. And that sound like here is what you hear. He thinks that I'm driving in a 20 zone and then the sound is gone. And it does that quite sometimes, which is really annoying. Also, the lane assist is always on. I turn that off because it's quite aggressive. When you're just a smidge to the right, it always like pulls you like really hard to the left. They could do that a bit less harsh, I think. Another thing that's quite inconvenient is the fact that for private usage, this car is really expensive. I took the standard range and this car normally costs around 55,000 euros for an EV. And because it also has quite a lot of power, the insurance for someone like me is also quite high. I'm lucky to have this as a business vehicle, so financially this is not a big cost for me. But when you want to buy this for private usage, I don't think it's the time yet. Also, charging is quite expensive. This car has a 72 kilowatt hour battery. So to get this battery full at a charging station, it will, at a normal public charging station, it will cost you around 20 euros to 22. With a fast charger, most of the time, from 0 to 80, it will cost around 40 euros, which is still quite a lot of money. So well, may I state the obvious, electric driving isn't free. It's quite expensive. But yeah, that's just when you buy it private. For businesses, this is heaven of financially rewarding the employees. Another thing that I kind of dislike is the way that the screen is so big, and especially on the left side. As you see, the space between my leg and the iPad is not that much, so sometimes I hit it and well, yeah, it hurts a bit because this side is a bit sharp. But yeah, that's the way it is. That's just the way it is. But for the rest, speakers are good. I love the visibility of this car, so I'm pretty hyped about this car. Maybe one other good thing about this car is the way that it is extremely fast. There's no emotion, but it is quite quick. Okay, 50, that was 50, that was just 50, that was 50. Okay, but that's enough of EV driving today. I'm going to take out the Roadster, enjoy the weather, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you think of the new Mach-E that I purchased, and I see you all in the next one. Peace.